Hey guys, it's Matt. Today we're going to talk about doing site inspections for properties that you're about to buy. Some people will call it a due diligence inspection. So we're in the middle of buying two properties right now that we'll use as case studies. We're buying a 7-unit apartment complex here in Trenton, right where our corporate headquarters is. And we're buying another 49-unit apartment complex out in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, both of which are really, really exciting projects. The 7-unit used to be is a former mansion, believe it or not, here in the city. It's been converted into apartments many, many years ago. The apartments are really grand with high ceilings and all separate utilities. A lot of it's already done. It just needs a facelift. The 49 unit is a converted factory, believe it or not. It's a really, really cool site with double high ceilings and spiral staircases and ductwork exposed and stuff like that. So that's a really cool building too. And the case studies that the reason I want to use these two is because it has to do with things I looked for when I was on site walking these two buildings and who I had along with me. So we use the 7-unit as an example first, right? I walked the 7-unit this morning, and with me I had my property manager who works directly for my company because it's local, so we're going to manage it ourselves. We also had our maintenance supervisor, and we had somebody from the city of Trenton because in New Jersey, in most towns, you have to get a certificate of occupancy to certify the sale of properties. So we have the CO inspector with us. For that, we walked through the units, and really our role was just to point out things that we needed to properly manage, things that I wanted to do to bring the property up to our standards. So painting the units, a few kitchens need to be replaced that we all want to do to bring them up to our standard. And we use our own paint for everything. So I want to repaint the whole place and make the internals our color, our standards for that. But the city inspector was there because in the contract for this purchase, it says that the seller has to obtain a certificate of occupancy from the town. Now, when this inspector was going through here, I used him as some of you folks would use a home inspector to just point out things that are wrong with the place and that you want the seller to take care of before closing. So we pointed out, is there a smoke detector in this room? Just talking to the inspector, because I know him pretty well actually, because he's done a lot of properties for us in the past. So I started asking questions. Did you see a smoke detector? Did you see a carbon monoxide monitor? Did they pull permits for putting these heaters in? And it turns out that a lot of things that were potential concerns or were things that we wanted to have addressed, he wrote up in the CO report. So I wasn't telling him to throw the book at him, but I was pointing out things that I know aren't code, like the Bilco door in the basement was leaking clearly throughout the basement. So I pointed out to him, did you look at that Bilco? And he went back there and took a look and wrote him up. Okay, now they're going to have to seal the Bilco door. Well, if we had closed with that Bilco door leaking, you know who's going to have to deal with that? Me. So I'd much rather have them deal with it for as much things as I can so they can get us a nice, clean property that's ready to go at closing. I also had my property manager and my maintenance supervisor there with me so they could see what it is that they're getting their hands into, and that was a great walkthrough with them. Now, the 49 unit, what we did for that one is it's 49 units, so you kind of get lost in the mix if you're walking that many units, you forget what you're walking through. So for that, I made a spreadsheet with questions that I wanted to know for each unit. I rated the condition of the unit as good, fair, poor, and of 49 units, we only had like 5 units that were in poor condition, just smelled bad. Tenants were living like pigs, or there was one unit that we went to that smelled really bad, and there was very little furniture in the unit. So to me, it's like this tenant's going to move out in the middle of the night. So I made a note on that one, let's say. There's also things that we looked at, like some of the units have stainless steel appliances, some of them don't. So does it have stainless steel appliances? Some of the units have new washer dryers, some of them don't. These are all things we're going to have to deal with as we move forward. So just a few things that I noted for each unit, and I just went through, and then I took that data and put it into Excel and made a little chart to show like what units were in what condition and everything like that. And I really have my head around what we're going to have to pay to bring that building up to snuff once we take ownership. Alongside me on that walkthrough, I had 2 folks that invested with us that were local enough to come out and join the walkthrough, and it's just really validated their investment with us in this project. And also, we're hiring a property manager. So he came out and he had 2 of his staff with him. So we had this whole entourage of people walking through this building. It was really cool. But that's who you want to bring along. Never walk a site that you're buying completely by yourself. At least have a contractor, have someone from the local borough go through with you to make sure that everything's up to code. Have a home inspector if you want to hire one. There's nothing wrong with hiring home inspectors. Or have a contractor, have a property manager, have someone that's another set of eyes. We had quite a few eyes on these projects, but have at least another set of eyes with you to help you uncover things. And the last just learning is make sure that your contracts protect you for things that you see that aren't code or that you want to have repaired. That you can go back to the seller and say, hey, this is great, I love the property, I need you to repair these things, and then we'll close. So that's it, guys. Leave comments if you have any questions, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks.